We are excited to share about this amazing tool. So I'm going to go ahead and take control. My name is Judy Vanderhart. I work in the Division of Student Success along with my colleague Michelle Wilson, who will be sharing when I'm finished. So let's see. I'm advancing, but it's unfortunately not moving. Can you all see that?
Yeah, your arrows aren't working.
Okay, it's moving now? Okay, great. It wasn't moving at first, though. Thank you. All right. So early warning is a very, very powerful tool to support all students. And the purpose is really to help very easily identify which students are in need of support and intervention before things get really challenging, or kids who are already on the very high risk end. This tool is based on what typical early warning tools are, which are the ABCs of what we know around dropout prevention. This tool, however, is K through 12. And so it's not just about dropout prevention towards the end. This is also about identifying kids who may be in trouble of not successfully persisting towards graduation, whether they're in first grade or 11th grade. This tool is based on what we know, again, from the dropout literature from decades. What the research shows us is we know the indicators, right? So it's attendance, performance, and coursework, behavior. And the beautiful thing about early warning, not only is it extremely robust because it's using machine learning and everything that Infinite Campus knows about a student, but it includes a component called stability, which we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But that stability component is really looking at both residential, like stability at home, but also stability within the district and many other factors. The way to get to early warning, for some of you may be familiar with our older persistence to graduation tool. So early warning is in a different place. It's under student information, counseling, and it's early warning. And all users need at least the read tool rights to access the early warning screen and generate reports. So I am going to share my screen. And what I'm going to show you is the beginning of a video that does a really excellent job giving an overview that Infinite Campus created about how the tool works, kind of like the context piece. And I'm going to stop that video a few minutes in, and I'm going to do a live demonstration for you. And then I'm going to share with you kind of the resource hub that we have for additional resources to support the use of early warning.
A key challenge for districts is how to accurately and frequently identify students at risk of not persisting to graduation. Infinite Campus developed a powerful tool called Early Warning, which uses machine learning to simultaneously look at many data points. These algorithms measure how risk factors like attendance, behavior, academics, and home and school stability interact to predict promotion to graduation. There are many examples of machine learning you likely interact with daily. Your email system knows which messages are important and which are spam. Your credit card company automatically detects fraudulent charges. Your online radio software learns what music you like. You can search for cat in your backed up photos online, and the software will show you cat pictures. But how does this work? The computer, the machine, is learning it. The machine learns what it is about emails that tend to be spam. It learns what it is about purchases that tend to be fraudulent. It learns what it is about songs that you tend to enjoy. It learns what in a photo separates cats from not cats. And Infinite Campus learns what in educational records tends to separate enrollments with good outcomes from those with bad outcomes. Early warning is not a one-size-fits-all. The system is highly localized and contextual to each child's educational environment. It's also automated, which means the software can keep up as students' records change. This saves time and human resources by letting computers do what they do best, and saving the tough interpersonal work for people. Student privacy is our highest priority. Campus Early Warning learns risk factors based on population level trends and doesn't store individual students' information. The Early Warning tool honors each district's workflow and paradigm of tool rights when showing current students' risk. Using Early Warning, student services can respond with interventions targeted at students who would benefit the most. Data entry personnel benefit because Campus Early Warning inspects data already entered into Infinite Campus, so there's no need for additional imports and exports. Ready to see it for yourself? Let's get started.
So this is what the tool looks like. Where it's located, again, is under counseling, under student information. And so the first screen that you'll see is basically giving you the whole distribution of the school. The scale is 50 to 150, so they liken it to a credit score. The higher, the better. You have the option also to just select a particular grade level that you want to work with, and also the option if you just want to look at one of the components, whether it's just attendance or behavior. But right now we're going to stick with the overall grad score. The overall grad score is made up of attendance, curriculum, behavior, and stability. Now, I'm just kind of going to quickly move through this because I know we only have about 10 minutes left and there's some more content that we want to share. So at the top is again the distribution of what that whole school looks like. Right now we're looking at the 10th grade at this one particular high school. If you scroll down, that's where you see the student list. So right now I just click grad score, so you can sort on overall grad score from lowest to highest. There's a lot of different features in here, and just like any other tool, it takes time to get used to all the components and the scale and everything like that. So one of the features that I really love, there's a watch list feature. So right now I'm hovering over the number 1 here, and I can tell that Bernadette is being watched by Amy, and another administrator. So she's on a watch list, which is another really nice feature here. So again, you can sort by the overall score. You can sort by attendance. It's a very easy. It's I don't know. It's easy to use, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You can also just select you want the students on your watch list or caseload. For caseload, you have to be a member already of a PLP to have that feature. But also really nice is that you can import your ad hoc group. So we know a district right now that's just a dropout prevention coordinator that's working only with 17-year-old students. So they have that ad hoc group, and that's the group that they filter in. And you can also just search for a student's individual name. So if we click on the student, you can see it's a really neat feature where you can kind of look over time. Something has obviously happened to this student in 2021 to 2022 where everything kind of fell. Now this is looking over time, and we always say, I mean, we can't do much about the past, right? And this is about what we can do moving forward. But we have seen some districts work really beautifully with this feature when they are showing students, working with students with this tool about kind of what their data is looking like over time, so that if they, for example, get on their portal and make up their missed assignments, they can see some of this actually change over time. So you can have the last 30 days, the last 7 days, the last 12 months. So that's a really neat feature. And then underneath that, you can look at the actual data points. Some of the key data points. Definitely not all, but some that make up each score. So you can see current and last year in terms of tardies and percent attendance, missing assignments, GPA, behavior. So for example, again, not everything showing here is making up the score. Because for example, in behavior, anytime a student is entered in IC as a participant in a behavior in a referral, it's calculating into their behavior score. And that goes to another important point that data quality is essential. So if we're not putting in the information or the data quality is not good, then it's kind of you get out what you put in. So we really emphasize the importance of data quality. Um, and then stability is another category I'm going to talk a little bit about in a moment. The other neat feature, this takes you right to navigate to the student information. Like if you want more details, more history, you can get right to that page. And another thing that's very unique about this tool that I haven't seen in any other early warning tool is really looking at A is attendance, B behavior, C is curriculum, and S is stability. But this is looking at which areas the kind of the machine learning is telling us if we can put in an effective intervention, which area would yield the greatest likelihood of improving that overall grad score. So in this case, it's really attendance and curriculum. And we know these things kind of overlap as well. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. There are some other features, but just to show you, we just wanted to give you like kind of a broad overview. There are a lot of resources, and we as a team are very happy. We do trainings. They could be short, they could be long, and also doing individual coaching with teams within districts and within schools around the implementation of the tool. So we have, if you just Googled KDE persistence graduation, the first link is these data tools link, and we have a whole hub of resources, tip sheets, what is the detailed documentation that goes screen by screen. You can watch that entire video is the first link. So just know that you can peruse the website and find a lot. And so now with that, I will begin. And I think Linda will take us back to the PowerPoint, and I will move very quickly so Michelle has a chance to share about insights. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Linda. So you saw the hub, and there are links to the link is right there. So quickly, common questions. I have a student with a very high grad score, but I see they have a lot of attendance issues, behavior issues. So the system is taking into account everything. So it's comparing each student with all the students in the same school and what their outcomes were. So if you are in a school where all the students have many risk factors, which we see in some of our schools, there's just a concentrated risk, then the tool adjusts for that. So in this particular school, a lot of students have attendance suspension issues. So compared to the other students, their score is going to be higher. And that is the beautiful thing about this tool. It is context specific. It's not using the threshold-based systems that we're used to, where you just sort by number of attendance, absences, number of suspensions. It's taking in so many more data points and again, comparing each student to students in the same school and what their outcomes were. In terms of predictive power, is extremely powerful. In the AI machine learning world, the metric is 0 is random, completely random, and a 1 is perfect. Early warning has shown to be 0.9 to 0.95, depending on which student group. The other question is, how can you predict with kindergarten students? Well, it predicts with as little as enrollment information. So that stability category is very important. It has zip code, the type of school the student's in, the number of people in the household. Like so much information, and especially also if the student was in preschool or Head Start in that district, it has. But the more information, the scores change with every day when information is entered. And I'm worried we're running out of time. Access, talk to your wonderful liaisons. Feedback, I'll just say that the biggest feedback we get still is that it's helping catch kids that are not on the radar. There are multiple ways that individuals can use this tool in very powerful ways. We encourage it for every key role. And in fact, we just had a district contact us. They want their teachers looking at it. So all of these decisions are made at a local level around permissions, but we encourage wide access. Again, we have training around what are the keys to implementing and using this tool effectively. We have seen phenomenal outcomes for folks that are using this in a very intentional way. And again, I want to give some time for Michelle to share about a new tool called Insights.
Hey, thank you so much, Judy. So we're just very quickly going to go over this, but I want to make you aware of a new feature in Infinite Campus called Insights. And within this feature, there we go. It contains data visualization reports to better understand and disseminate information around student assessments, attendance, classroom performance, and stability. And it is so new. It just came out within the last couple of months. It's so new that they have now added an additional feature for behavior, and we expect to see other features come out, including a customizable dashboard at one point. Just to show you what this looks like, here is one of the options, which is assessments by proficiency. And so this would count the number of students who've completed each assessment, such as reading, mathematics, science, social studies, based on the result that they received. So you're able to hover over one of the sections, and you'll be able to see in this case, I believe it's reading that should come up. There we go. So you'll be able to see in reading, for example, 48 students scored proficient. Well, we can dive a little bit deeper and see student level data. So for example, here, when I double click, you're able to see the specific students who scored distinguished within the mathematics section. So I think you'll enjoy being able to have that type of quick access. You can also filter this information, and this is where early warning comes into play. So you can filter by early warning curriculum or early warning grad score, for example, and then there's a lot of other different ways that you'll be able to filter this information. You will need calendar rights and read tool rights to be able to access Insights. So you may want to think about who within your district and school would need these rights. And because this is so new, we would love your feedback. If you start using Insights, please feel free to reach out to me. We'd like to get a team together to be able to talk about what you're seeing within the module. And then, as always, thank you so much for everything that you do. If you need anything related to persistence to graduation, early warning, or Insights, please feel free to reach out. We are always happy to help.
Thank you very much. Insights is a tool that KDE partnered with Infinite Campus to help define, develop. We use some ESSER funds to offer that module of Infinite Campus to districts for free. It's normally a premium service, so we're pleased to hear the positive feedback and look forward to the new features that are coming too.